Thanks for joining us. I just wanted to quickly go over something. I'm hearing this a lot lately, and I read this really good article yesterday evening, and I felt like I had to share it with everybody because I kind of wanted to clear the airway, maybe educate a few people who may have or are somewhat familiar with the term SEO, maybe go a little bit more in depth, but I'm just going to keep it real simple, just kind of more of an informational type video where we can all kind of learn what SEO is, what it costs, what it all entails. So I have here a really good picture. So in the middle you have SEO, and what SEO basically stands for is search engine optimization. And what that means is exactly what it means is that your clients or customers are going to a search engine and they're searching. So let's say, for example, you own one of the big topics this week has been martial arts facilities. So let's say, for example, you live in that little tiny town in New York, and you may be the only martial arts facility, or maybe let's say for example you have 10 martial arts facilities in that small town, and competition is rough. So this is a really good way to get an edge, is to start to learn these different tactics and different ways to pull people more into your website, to learn about your services. So let's say, for example, they go to that search engine and they search, martial arts in the town. Are you going to pop up? They go to Google, they go to Bing. Is your gym do you even have a website? Do you have the content to pull, the search engines can pull to show this customer, hey, I exist, come check out my site, come learn about my services. And that's kind of what SEO does. And it's extremely popular. If you Google SEO, some of the professions, you can go out there and see that this is actually a full-time job, and they have people making over $100,000 doing this type of stuff. Can be somewhat boring, but for the short term, we'll keep it simple. This is good for small business owners. So SEO in the middle, we got website optimization, ranking, traffic monitoring, content. All this stuff ties together. Social networks, your strategy, your feedback, your web design, software development, site map optimization. That's a big one. Links and building. So let's go ahead and go to this article that I read. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to this article. Really great blogger shared some really good information here. So the goal of the SEO isn't to cheat the game. And I've dealt with a lot of clients in the past. Unfortunately, it's mostly just they're just not real familiar with it. And that's kind of why I wanted to share this video. There's a lot of people go out there and they purchase these packages, these plus packages, SEO packages. There's really no way to cheat SEO. You have to go out there and you have to be willing to put the effort to grow your content. So, and that consists of everything that we showed right here. And there's multiple ways to do it. There's a couple shortcuts. There's some, you can hire somebody, you can consult it, you can do it in-house. You get what you put in. So we'll go back here, and this is a really good image. First step here is that SEO is looking for is create a great seamless user experience that could communicate with the search engines. And I really like this image here. Your website is like a cake, and you got your different layers there. And we're going to go to the next page. All right, so that brings us to the next topic. What exactly are the search engines looking for? Now, a lot of like guys in the past I've run into, they think they could just, slap up a hidden page or copy and paste and plagiarize. And these search engines, let me tell you, because I've made this mistake before. I've tried to outsmart the search engines. They get better and better. They're getting better and better at crawling the information. They crawl these websites all day long. They pull new information, and what they do is they gather that information, and it usually takes about, let's say if you create a new website, it usually takes about 6 weeks. They crawl the websites every day, but it usually takes like 6 weeks for your content to start growing. And I've noticed that in the past when I've built sites, is it's usually about the 1 month to six week mark when you start to see just a spike in traffic. That's when hey, my stuff's being pulled in. So you got to keep it ongoing. So the biggest thing right now is content. Got to have a lot of content. If you have a 2-3 page website and never changes, you don't ever update anything, like I said, you get what you put in. Performance, how fast is your site? There's a few things that could be done there. One of the big things that I like to do with the sites I build is I cache the websites. And what that basically consists is you're basically you're saving what you have and putting it out there on the web, so when people load it, it loads right away. So it's not constantly pulling your information down. The information's there. And I can, message me if you want to know a little bit more about that there. Does your site have good enough content to link as a reference? So that's another thing there, is make sure that you don't really have broken links that other clients and bloggers and whatnot can use your site as a reference, which like I'm doing right here. So, and then another thing is, how is the user experience? I see a lot of sites that they don't really promote flowing traffic experience. They have a one-stop shop. You land on the front page, they see within 3 to 5 seconds, they see something that they don't like, and then they're gone. So what you want to do is sometimes less is more. So you want to be able to give them just a little bit of taste of what you can offer, and then to keep them, to keep them on that line, you want to be able to have them flow to the next page and learn more. So you want to be able to keep people on your site more. That's kind of what they're talking about: user experience, website fast. Can I get to it easily? Can I get to it on my phone? Can I get to it from, a laptop? Does it look the same? That's a lot of things there too that your clients and customers think about when they go to sites. So, and what search engines are not looking for. So just take a second to read that. And like I said, they're getting smarter and smarter. And I learned things the hard way there. I do a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I've learned in the past, when I first started YouTube, that's 8 years ago, their algorithms and their content, you can get by with a lot of stuff that may be considered. Let's say you put a song into some type of video, they're catching these things up copyright within 20, 30 seconds after you post it. So that's one thing there, is they're getting smarter and they're getting faster at catching this type of stuff. And what they'll do long term is they'll just ban you. So you want to definitely be careful there. Make sure you have legitimate content and you're not trying to trick or outdo somebody or outdo the search engines, because they'll just bury you down in the results there, kind of. Some more stuff there is keyword stuffing, overuse of keywords. If you type a blog post and you use the word martial arts 60 times in a 300-word post, then that's called keyword stuffing. Purchase links, that kind of goes back to what I was talking before. Poor user experience is a big thing. So, and they kind of go on a little tangent here about if 80% or higher have content website chances. So they're basically talking about your bounce rate. So the bounce rate is, I go on your site, I spend, 10, 15 seconds and I'm gone. So there are ways to track that. That's analytics, and that's another thing that is actually a user profession. The other thing here is know your business model. What defines a conversion for your business? How many people do you have to get to your site? And you can use this analytical information in step 3 for your business model. I know personally, if I get at least out of 3 people, if I could get them on the phone just to go over, what we offer, I know it's about 1 out of 3, so 33%. I'm not really. I like to pre-qualify people just through the website and through the frequently asked questions, and it makes it a lot easier. So I know that from trial and error exactly how many people it takes to to get on the phone and sit in front of to close the deal. So are you selling eyeballs, impressions, or what people click on? So, and you definitely want to make sure, if you go on any type of ad campaigns or whatnot, you definitely want to make sure you have a good website, you have good flow, maybe you have an app, maybe you have a good application, and some good content. Last thing you want to do is spend several $100 or $1,000 on a massive campaign, and within 20 minutes of launching the campaign, your site's crawling at a slow speed. So we're going to move on. Know your business model. Don't forget to optimize multi-channels. This is a big one too. And not always social media. There's so much social media out there, it's kind of overwhelming. Try to keep it, be involved in the social media that's really relevant to your business model. So for like a martial arts gym, obviously, you should be doing, if you're not, you should be doing Instagram. That's a big one. Facebook is a big one. And those two work together really well. YouTube is a lot more time consuming. That's a good one too. You could bring in a lot of people. You could build like I said, that's a little bit more time consuming than the other two. And I would probably say the other big one for that particular facility would be, which is actually a lot bigger than Instagram and Facebook now, would be Snapchat. And I'm not a huge fan of it just because I know it's not something I really want to get too knee deep in, but I know it's just only a matter of time, because that's really what that's really what people want to see. Is they want to see an image, they want to see something. And those 4 social medias, Twitter's decent as well. That seems to be more a business celebrity / model, so I don't do as much on Twitter. I do a lot of Facebook, I do a lot of YouTube, and a lot of Instagram. Those seem to be my most successful platforms. And there are other ones out there, so go out there and search, check them out. LinkedIn's really good, especially if you have a business that is promoting like a software or a service, or definitely want to be able to find things on there. I've found countless amounts of opportunities through LinkedIn. So and don't think just because you have a gym or facility and you're not wearing a suit every single day that you can't be on LinkedIn. That's couldn't be more further from the truth. There's so many opportunities and things you can do out there that are on LinkedIn. So check that out. Make a profile. What I'll do is I'll post my profile in this link so that you can kind of see what one looks like. And like I said, it is time consuming, but you got to really think of it as you're investing in yourself and you're also investing in your business. So it's really not a waste of time. It can't do anything but help you. And you never know what it can lead to. And then they have also on there such as radio and TV ads. And I do apologize. Sometimes I get into a rant and I just like to talk. So didn't really mean for this to go over 5 minutes. So another thing is being consistent with keyword phrases. Be consistent with domain names. So you want to keep your domain names very similar. And make sure if you have multiple domains, if I buy ChevyTrucks.com, you want to make sure if you buy ChevyTruck.com that you have that domain forwarding to the other one. So you want to, just little things like that. I've seen that before. People have 6-7 domains, and there's some configuration setup you got to do there. You got to get into the DNS settings and do some forwarding and make some changes. So there's a lot more behind it. Like I said, if it's overwhelming or you need help with any of this stuff, let me know. Shoot me a line. I don't mind helping out. The other thing here is keep it old school, old domains. There's a couple little tactics and whatnot. Let's say you have a domain that's close to your gym name that people may be going to by accident. Go ahead, buy that domain. Anywhere from $2 to $13. So buy that domain and then let's forward it to your gym or your facility or business. All right, so we'll move on to 7. We're almost done here. Optimizing for different types of results. That's a good one. And this is probably where you should consider probably getting some help too, or maybe reaching out, or maybe going to some of these online academies like Team Treehouse or Udemy and starting to learn how to do this type of content. This is exactly how I learned how to do a lot of this stuff. And I haven't really even scratched the surface. I know how to do a lot of video and photo editing and a lot of stuff that I could really, if I had the time to really put into it, I could really do some real neat stuff. And I'll work on getting some videos as much as I can. So the good thing is, get good pictures. Pictures are everything. If I land on your website and your pictures are distorted and I'm a customer, I'm going to look at it as a joke. I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to go to the next thing and say, they're not professional. If I go to your restaurant, and I've run into this before, I go to your restaurant and then I realize, you're a good restaurant, you make a lot of money, and I realize you don't have a website. This is 2016. You don't have a website? What's the excuse? I'm looking at it, well, if you're skimping on investing in something that every business should have nowadays, then what else are you skimping on? So make sure you create good content and you get good videos. Pull out your phone. If you have a smartphone, turn it sideways. You want it horizontal when you take your pictures. Put it on the highest resolution and take some really good photos. Even if you don't have a professional camera, a Canon. If you have the money to invest in a Canon, get a Canon. Get with a local photographer. Spend 2 hours learning how to take just basic images. You don't have to be an expert. Videos. Make sure you have access. Most smartphones now are HD. You can make some really good videos. You can do some really, really good stuff. And that's where all that social media, you want to make sure you have your social media on your website. You want to make sure you're promoting the site, the website back to the social media back to the website. So like I said, it is really a never-ending game. There is no one, let me punch a ticket, let me spend this amount of money and I'm done. That's not how it works. It's constantly going on. If you go to Amazon, you go to careers, you'll constantly see that they're hiring more and more people to build their content. It's never ending. And that's a massive company. Probably not the best example, but you see how important this type of stuff is. And then the concept, the last step here is focus on your metadata too. Metadata keywords are pretty much ignored by search engine nowadays, but if you still use them, make sure it talks specifically. So that's another thing that a lot of that stuff's built into, if some of y'all use content management systems, that's kind of built into there. You can do a little copy and paste, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. And make sure your title tags are unique. So like if you're trying to promote something and you want to post it on, you promote it on your website, make sure that the name of that page is special. Like the blog post is special. A lot of people like how-tos, so I name a lot of my stuff how to do this. And then people go on Google, and that's the words they use, how to, and then whatever your how to do this particular movement, how to do this particular setup, how to do whatever it may be. So like I said, this kind of ran over a little bit, but I kind of wanted to share that with you guys. I'm gonna go back to the main picture here, and I'll post a link to that article. It's a great article. Really appreciate the author that put that out there, and I figured that'd be really enlightening to a lot of guys out there, and even myself. So if you have any questions, contact me. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks.